Welcome to Hope for Her, the podcast, a place for women seeking hope, inspiration, and empowerment. My name is Amy Nelson, and I will be your host on a journey of encouragement and enlightenment, reminding you that no matter where you are, there is hope for you. Let's dive into the program.
Hello.
Hey, Miss Marsha, welcome.
We're in two different locations today. I don't know how I feel about that.
I know. We are normally together because we know that it's better together, but we're better together someplace else. Is that okay?
As long as we're together, that's the good part.
Yes. That's the thing that is ringing a bell for me. So, in case you are joining us, listen, I want to say welcome to you to season one. Oh my gosh, what episode number is this, Miss Marsha?
Number 9.
We are at episode 9 of Hope for Her, the podcast, friends. This is where we come and talk all things hope, inspiration, and just as a time to encourage you, whether you're going through a bad time, coming out of one, or not sure what one looks like. We just want to come and bring you some hope. So welcome. And the past couple of weeks, Marsha, we've been talking about community. But before we even dive into that, before we get into that, just kind of getting ahead of myself here, we just stepped out of what you called, I think, when you did the announcements, that was like the Super Bowl of the Christian faith. That's right. It was Easter resurrection weekend. How are you feeling?
Wait a minute, Miss Amy. I
Yeah.
just want to point out the fact that we're live today. Like
Yes, we are.
absolutely live. And so
Yes.
we'll be taking comments today from those who are watching. So if you're watching right now, go into the comments and just put your name and where you're listening from or where you're watching from.
That's right.
And so that way we can shout you out. And if you have any questions about our topic today, by all means, we're very interactive today. And so I'll be making sure to get those comments and to post them on the screen.
That's right.
And
Love to be able to hear from them.
to answer your question,
Yes. How you feel?
I feel good. No, we had a really good team this Easter, and everybody kind of came together and made it work. Yeah.
Coming together and making it work, as we've been talking about better together, community support, all things. Just we've heard it said before that it's hard by the yard, but it's a cinch by the inch. And we saw that over the weekend, didn't we?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, as we got together.
My brain was completely prepared to be overworked and to feel like I had did like a marathon today. And today I woke up and I felt great. And it was just weird mentally to think that that was the case. But, God made it happen. He brought us hope. So.
Well, that's usually how he does it, even when we don't expect him to.
Mhm.
He shows up because there's this thing that says, listen, there's the sovereignty of God, but there's also the responsibility of man.
Yes.
Right? Where we have to show up and do our part. So
Mhm.
I'm glad. I know for me, like I said, it was a little bit different this year, and we'll get into that. That's a topic and a subject I'm saving for a little bit later. It was different, but I'm so glad that we have a living hope,
That's
right?
right.
We have a living hope that makes even our difficult times different, but we know that God steps in and he makes all things possible, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
So we are continuing to talk about community. We are continuing to talk about the importance of having a great support system, Marsha. We see that with our girls. We see that with our moms. We've seen that even in our own lives. Like I know you have sisters. How great of a support is it for you knowing that you have 3 other sisters that can step in and be a lifeline for you?
Well, the thing about that is that my sisters are like a lifeline, and not everybody's family is not what people consider family to be.
That's
And so
right.
I'm just grateful that my family is very supportive and they're crazy and they're sweet and they're very reliable.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's everything.
I know I have this picture right there inside in the hallway of my house, and it says some call it chaos, but we call it family. It might look crazy, it might be loud, might be messy.
Always.
Yes, always loud, but it's still family, and that's where we rally around and support one another. So as we ready to, kind of journey a little bit and talk about this thing called community, talk about this thing called support. We value community so huge around what we do here at Hope for Her. And we're going to dive into that a little bit more because we have some exciting things to announce. We've got two important announcements coming up as we share on this particular podcast right here. And either one of those things could not be done without support, right?
It's like you say, we were made to do life together. And
Right.
so we, like you say, we can only do so much by ourselves. And it's like a puzzle. It was only made to be connected to the other pieces. A puzzle is not a puzzle if it's just one piece.
Oh,
And so
I like
it's
that.
it just came to me. Thank you,
I
Jesus.
did good. You did good. Well, even to the point that the scripture, and I believe I mentioned it last week, the scripture says in Ecclesiastes that two are better than one. That is actually coming from Ecclesiastes 4, that if one falls in a pit and you're by yourself, you got nobody to help you. But if you have somebody else, you can say, throw me a lifeline, text support, do something. Uh, you get some type of help, you get some type of backup. And in the work that you and I do, Marcia, where we're serving young moms, we're serving girls who are in the middle of facing an unplanned pregnancy, some of them, or some of them may have already delivered their babies, but they're just walking and doing life alone as a single mom
Mhm.
and not sure. Most of them do not have a support system.
And it's basically because in most cases, when they find themselves pregnant,
Mhm.
the family has this like nuclear reaction or toxic reaction. In some cases, people have loving reactions and they kind of rally around the mom. But
Yeah,
in most cases, in our community, they do not. And
yeah,
so I feel like their moms take it as like a slap in the face or a representation of their parenting or something. And instead of making it about them, they should really rally around the mom and make sure she has all the support she can have. And so
yeah.
my mom had the same reaction when I was 14 and pregnant, but then after she got over her initial shock, she really supported me and so did my sisters. And if it wasn't for that circle of hope for me, then I promise you I wouldn't be here.
Yes, yeah, that's what makes such a huge difference because we are able to see the difference that um support and wraparound services impacts the lives of the moms that we serve here right in our community.
Mhm.
Some are, 14, 15 years old in the middle of trying to finish school, trying to go to work at the same time because most of them, the majority of them are being raised either by a single parent or they're being raised by a grandparent. And what I say to so many people is, yes, what we do is different. We're not affirming her bad decision. We're just applauding her one brave choice to choose life.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we've decided to do. And not are we just going, we are not just going to applaud her. Now we're going to put some services around her, give her community, point her to other services within our community that will help build her as we walk with her in support until she can then become an independent functioning member of society.
Absolutely. I feel like they kind of get frozen when they first find out that they're pregnant. Then
Yeah,
they're in survivor mode trying to figure out like how do I maintain and survive?
for
And then
sure.
it's like once you have the baby, the services that exist are not something that will really mentor you or nourish your life at all. It's
Yeah,
just here's some services for doing a thing. See you later. Let us
yeah,
know if when everything crumbles. Not like if it crumbles. They just kind of sit around and wait. And so, like you said, they applaud you from walking away from an abortion clinic, but nobody is out there like, okay, you've walked away now. Come on and let us help you.
yeah, yeah. And we want to walk with her until she can walk on her own because what
Mhm.
we decided is we want to offer her hope, give her sustainability, and then welcome her into independence. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the trajectory that we are headed on. And one of the things we're that we talk about, there's supportive services, supportive community, whether that be a mentor, whether that be a financial coach, a life coach, whether it be prayer. Those are all things. Let me just say, I'm a mom of four and a Mimi of four. I need those support services.
Yes.
Talk about it, Miss Marcia.
Anybody with a child needs a support service. If do you know how hard it is to be a mom? Like, you know how hard it is to be a mom, but it's like for people who don't have children and they think it's just like a piece of cake or like you learn some things when a kid is born, like you get this unlocked part of your brain. You don't. You literally learn it as you go. And so it's very stressful. It can be traumatic, like super traumatic. But as long as you have people to help take off some of the stress, like to help you cope with just the things that you go through, even like the changes to your body, it means a lot.
Yeah. And
It's
let
your
alone
form of therapy.
Yes, let alone trying to deal with teething and a major test if
Mm,
you're a young mom that's in high school. So
colic.
that, yes, that part, Miss Marsha. So as last week, as we talked about community, we talked about the paralytic that where his friends came in, they lowered him down. They didn't just leave him at the door and say, "Listen, dude, you got to figure it out. We've done the best we could. We've carried you as far as we can. Done. Figure it out on your own." They didn't do that.
Yeah.
They went the extra mile of the way. You know what I mean? They went, raised the roof, so to speak.
Yes.
They they tore the roof off to make sure he could get to Jesus. And that was one of the things we were talking about. Do we have a community that's getting us to Jesus? And what we want to say is what Hope for Her is offering in this community. We want to be the place where we not only help girls get the resources that they need, but we also want to be the ones that can get them to the one source that's going to change their life. He's going to be the rescue that they didn't know they needed,
Absolutely. And I
right?
just love it how they come into the program, and in most cases, most of the moms know about Jesus. And so they have a little bit of foundation, and we just kind of lead them right on back. And then they end up falling in love with him. And so I just love watching the process.
Yeah, yeah. And that's one of the great, just a little bit of what we do. So talking about community and talking about following and listening to God, we're going to kind of change the trajectory a little bit here, Marsha, because we wanted to take this podcast. We talked about community, but now we want to talk about how our community can kind of rally around us, kind of come and see what we're doing. And then there's also another important announcement that we're going to be making. So I'll let you can kind of take and lead those. You get to pick which one of those you want to tackle first.
Let's talk about our community that rallies around us. Because we're right now planning an event, and
Yeah.
I always see your community come through every year, and they just really like go above and beyond. So tell
Yeah.
me about your community, Miss Amy, your circle
My,
of hope.
first of all, I have the most amazing board. My board members are amazing. We have board members that have formed a prayer team that rally around this ministry so that people can see that the decisions we're making, they're not just off the cuff and this is what we're due, but these are things that we've been praying over. The moms have been praying over them. So I'm so grateful um, for the board that we have. I'm grateful for the churches that we are connected with. I'm also grateful for our donors and our supporters that come and rally around this ministry because we could not do it without the financial seeds, without the treasures that people have taken the time to trust us with to impart into the lives of the moms.
That's
And
right.
yeah, and one of the things I said to someone long time ago, Marsha, when it came to talking about the parable with the talents, where some there were 1, 3, and 5. You know, the talents were given out. And what I decided long time ago is I'm not going to give anything back to God the same way He gave it to me.
And you shouldn't.
That's right. So if He gave me this ministry to birth and to inspire and to build and touch the lives of moms and their families, I'm going to do it. And I'm just looking for the community and looking for our donors to come and help us. And April 11th, they can do that.
Awesome. What's happening on April 11th, Miss Amy?
Listen, April 11th, if you want to be a part of impacting 2 generations at a time, we're going to invite you to go ahead and come be a part of that. You can purchase your ticket at Go, you can go flash. Yes, there it is. Circles of Hope. That is our luncheon where we're going to come together as a community. Listen, we're going to have good food. We're going to have some fun. We're going to laugh. You're going to hear about who we are. And then one of the most impactful and important things are you get to hear from our keynote speaker, Donna Hickman Simmons. She is an amazing leader, guys. And I would encourage you not just to come out and hear what we're doing, but also hear what she's doing that interlocks into what we're doing.
I'm so excited.
Yes, it's our $100. If you aren't able to go, but maybe you want to sponsor someone. Maybe you want to sponsor a table. We also have ways that you can do that. Now, tell me, Marsha, what is your exciting part about what we're going to be doing next week?
I'm excited because I get to meet Donna in person. She's been a friend in my head
Eh,
for a while now,
yeah.
and I feel like I've been listening to, like, everything that she does and watching how she moves online, and so I actually get to just talk to her, like, in person and just talk about, like, the details of all the things that she does because I think she just opened a clinic for her moms. She has
Yeah.
a baby boutique that's, like, upscale where the moms just come and shop
Yeah.
like Target,
Yeah.
and so I don't know. It's just and then there's the housing. I think the housing is, like, the biggest part for me because I know how important it is for housing because when the girls get pregnant, I come across a lot of moms where they get kicked out, like, immediately or when the kid is born, and so it's like, it's hard enough to be a mom with support. It's even harder to be a mom when you're homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we're going to be touching on, that you'll get to hear someone that's in the trenches, not someone that's guessing about it or trying to figure it out, but she is in it every day of her life, came from it. God called her and now she's back in it. But we'll save that story so they can come and hear a little bit about what she is doing. So, guys, listen, we want to invite you, come and be a part of what we're doing April 11th. Like I said, grab a ticket, grab a friend, and join us for some great fellowship. Now, next question. I'm actually going to sit in the hot seat for a minute, Miss Marcia.
All right. So, next question, circles. What
Yes.
type of circles are you trying to build now for the future? Like, what's the vision? Like, what type of people do you want to rally around the cause?
Anybody that has a heart for impact in the life of a mom. We see the housing condition here in our county. We see the cost of living, and like I said, we're not trying to give a hand out, we're looking to give a hand up, to walk with her and guide her until she's ready to be released and to live a life of independence on her own and have her own success story, and then she'll turn around and impact the life of somebody else.
I like that you said that. I like that that's your response. And I
Yes.
feel like as you were talking, I just thought about something. I would like to have a circle of entrepreneurs to help the moms who want to start businesses to be able to have mentors for business. That would be awesome.
Lauren Shippey, love you with everything. Love how she has stepped up to teach our girls. See, that's what I'm saying. It's the community. I can
Mhm.
call out the names of people that have rallied around this ministry, that are friends of the ministry, that serve and come in and teach our girls programs, how not just how to be a business owner, but how to be a Christian woman business owner, because that's who Lauren Shippey is inside and out. And she's
Yes.
committed to teaching the girls, built them a program, and we love everything about it.
I think Lauren's website is Storywork. That's the name of her company.
Yes, it is Storyworks. That's right. In case you want to know a little bit
Yeah.
about who she is. And Marsha, all of this touches into talking about community with the friends, with building connections, right? Community
Hmm.
and
Yes.
commonality. And now, listen, before it's over, now she's growing, she's thriving. We don't want her to stay the way she is.
So I want to talk about my circle now. And
Talk
my
about
circle is the moms. And so I do work with the mentoring moms. And in that circle, I do have moms that have been in the program for a few years and they have become their own network of support. And I think that's the thing I love the most is when they come together and become their each other's support system. And
that's
I was
good.
just thinking about one particular mom who now acts like a mom to the other girls and then she's always making sure that they have things even when she doesn't have it, she's making sure that the other moms have. And so I just like those type of, circles.
Well, one of the things that we like about that, Marcia, is that means now we see her growing. Now we
Mhm.
see her sowing and giving back what's been poured into her. And
Yeah.
that's the life changer right there. That
Mhm.
is everything. You know, when we can take and look and see, like, now she's no longer just sitting there soaking it up, but now she's passing it back out.
Oh, I just had a thought. We had a church picnic this past weekend,
Mhm.
for Easter, and, a few of the girls, actually attend our church,
Me
and
too.
so those girls have children who are now, like, I think they're, like, 7 and 8 now, and so we had, like, a karaoke booth, and a couple of
Yeah.
the girls were singing, and I
Yeah.
just was sitting there watching them, and I was like, "These are the babies from the program singing to the Lord." It was everything to watch, like, if
Yes.
nobody knew, like, how impactful the moment was, it was everything.
Yeah. We were able to understand that and see some of the fruit. Yeah,
Mhm.
to see the fruit of what we're doing, of what it means to offer hope, what it means to offer connectivity that changes everything. Now, tell me, Marsha, tell me, seeing the moms, some of them grow, seeing them benefit from what we're doing and meeting on a Monday night. Tell me, what is it when you do the courses, when you go through life? How is it that you are able to help? Because we know not every mom is going to be like your mom that's pouring into everybody else. What is it like for the mom that occasionally gets stuck?
It's that, the mindset that they can't shift. It's
Okay. How are
the
you able
fact
to change that?
we just give them Jesus. So he's the only one that's gonna work it out.
Amen.
Between that and we do offer, therapy to the moms, and so it's just
Yes,
we just constantly reinforce the fact that there is hope and that your surroundings doesn't have to dictate the mindset that you have. And so
that's right.
even when they think that it won't change, they see the change in the other moms, and so they start to believe that it's possible for them.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. And it's offering the hope and it's offering that offering the therapy. We know
Mm,
everything, but we also know that mental health counseling can change something.
yes.
So we believe in Jesus and therapy around here. So when you give to the ministry, that is also another one of the ways that we are impacting the lives of a young mom in the Palm Beach County area. Even the ones that are in high school, they also are in desperate need of the impact and the community, right?
And the thought about it though, Miss Amy, is that it's traumatic to have a child as an adult. Can you imagine having a child as a child? It's like it's like trauma on top of trauma. And
Yes.
so they need therapy no matter what. It's like to not have it for them is kind of irresponsible, but I'm glad that there's a program, this program that does offer it.
Right, right, right.
Mhm.
Yes, and that's why I'm like, okay, so all right, let's go. God send the community. And he has answered. He has answered. And I love our friends of the ministry. I love our partners in the ministry that are working with us and being a part of what we're doing. And part of I guess it was towards the end of 2022 stepping into 2023, God called us also to make another shift, didn't he, Marcia? He called
Yes.
us to do something a little different.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so we did start another group on Tuesday nights, and
Mm.
so we it's like the group is expanding by leaps and bounds, and I don't even know like where it's going next year. I know what our vision is, however, I'm always curious to see like how God's going to move.
Yeah, because one of the things we've done around here is we've committed to, we're not going to build our thing and say, oh, God, here, bless it. We want to see where he's moving and get on board with him. So now
Absolutely.
stepping into our next exciting little bit of news, because you know I love this one right here, how God started talking to us in 2023 about a change. And you know my personality. I wasn't always good with that, was I, Miss Marsha?
Oh no. Even I think you're kind of embracing change now because
Yeah,
God is pushing you into it
yeah.
like
As
all
well.
the time, like you're like dragging your heels and he's just behind you, like, come
Yeah,
on, I promise you it's good.
yeah,
Like,
yes,
keep
yeah.
going.
And around the year, well, not around, probably at the beginning of 2023, the middle, I just heard him say, time to change the name.
Mm.
So that is our next big announcement, guys. One of the things that we've done around here, you probably see it ringing Hope for Her. We've kind of, yep, it's up at the top. We titled it one of our luncheons. And during that time, the Lord just called me to say, change the name. And I was like, no, but we've had the other name for so long, to the point that it was a ripping. He said, you're going to change it. So I was left without the choice. And I said, okay, I'm ready. Let's
I
do
got a
it.
question. So,
Yes.
how did you come up with the name You Mom?
I came up with the name because someone had asked me to build uh, a program for moms. And I was like, okay, I can do that. Then I was like, oh, you know what? You, mom, are amazing. You, mom, can do it. You, mom, are incredible. That so the focus was on encouraging the mom, helping her to believe in her. That was when we were in the beginning years in the smaller form of it. So it was more towards her.
Mm.
That's how I got there.
So, what are your thoughts around hope for her?
Oh my gosh. What the Lord is saying to me on that is it's not just about you, mom, are amazing, but when we begin to take and impact the life of a mom at a greater level, not because, but don't forget, in the beginning, I was only offering classes for 6 weeks. That was the only depth of our
Prenatal classes, right?
yeah, just prenatal classes. And about 3 or 4 years into that, God touched my heart to mentor the moms longer. And the longer I'm doing that, the more I'm seeing the state of the girls that come in. They are living, they're existing, but so many of them have lost their hope. They've lost the hope that things will ever get better, that they'll ever have the plan that they created for their lives. And God said to me, guess what? I know the plans I have for her. It's a good plan. It's a plan to give her a hope and a future. Right now, it may not look good to her, but all this is in her life right now, where there's the hard part, Marcia, what he was saying is this is just a bad chapter in a good book, but
Mm.
the hope is coming and there's more to it. And he's going to put more people around her to help pull out the good that he's already put inside of her.
So what would you say to the girl who's or the woman who's watching this now that feels like she's drowning and she may need a little more hope or that she doesn't see a way out?
Mm. That God loves her, he sees her, and where she's sitting at right now, he's already seen it and been there. And that he has a plan. And if she's got breath, she's still got purpose. And as
Amen.
long as she's got purpose, God's got a plan not to harm her, not for her to be stuck in shame, not for her to be stuck in guilt, but for her to step into the abundant life that he's created. And that's not about the things, but that's about the love, the joy, the peace. And that's the things that he's already given. However, it cannot be done without community and it cannot be done without him.
Amen. Or that first step and you have to move and do
Yeah.
the thing that probably scares you most and just kind of reach out and then tell your story and be transparent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's how we got to hope for her. And the thing about it is the hope for her, the her might be me.
Mm, I know that's right.
And every now and then it is. And so we wanted the girls to know that there is hope for her. Mom, there's hope for you. I know you feel hopeless right now, that it's never going to change. But let me tell you, it does change. God sees you. You are fully known,
Fully
fully,
loved.
yes. And he's got a plan.
Yes. All right. So we are rounding up at the end of our time, Miss Amy. So what
Yes.
would you say to the person who wants to support the ministry? They can't make it to the luncheon. How do they get in contact with you? Um, do you have a monthly supporter list? Like, how can they join?
They can come. We would love for them to be a monthly supporter of what we do. We're going to be sending out an email. So if you want to be a part and catch all of our updates, if you want to hear how the moms are doing, listen, get on that good email list. Miss Marsha's going to be flashing our link down there as to how you can go to our website, how you can subscribe. We want you to subscribe. We want you to be a part. Come and hear the life-changing stories that are happening weekly in this program because of people that support it. You can catch us at www.hopeforhersfl.org. Go and subscribe, and you're going to get an email talking about the name change. Hope for Her, which is formerly known as You Mom. New name, same great program, same great process, same great impact. We are looking forward to impacting 2 generations at a time.
All right. And so also I would like to add that if you would like to sponsor a podcast so that our community can get to know who you are, by all means, shoot us a message in our DM. Miss Amy can be found on IG as Amy Nelson _YM because she'll never leave the you mom. And then I am on Instagram at just Marsha. And so we thank you for joining us. I feel like I couldn't see comments. I think I forgot the part about the fact that people have to register on this platform in
Oh,
order for you to see comments because now I'm missing people and I see we
oh,
got people watching live and I just want to shout out everybody who's watching. I'll go
yes.
back in the comments after and just say some hellos and different things like that. If you need any information, by all means, leave a message and I will definitely get back to you today.
And listen, we are so glad that you have joined us. And as we're wrapping this up, you know, I always tell you, please know that you are incredible. You are seen, you are known, you are loved. There is hope for you. You are not stuck. So come on, get up, girl. Meet us at this event, or if you just want to support us, let us know. We'll see you next time, letting you know there's hope for her.
Yes.